Melyssa Ford misses another episode of the Joe Budden Podcast. Melyssa Ford just seems to be going through a rough couple weeks in her time at the Joe Budden Show. First of all, there was that whole era where she just couldn't seem to get right. She was arguing with members of the cast and messing up the entire vibe.
Looked at me like I grew another but yet the last 40 minutes has been based on the whole premise. Y'all get on my nerves sometimes. Stop talking about that. It is not a light matter. Don't do it.
What?
Step the away from it.
What are you talking about?
The mage, don't. Man, damned if you do it, you damned if you don't as a woman.
You're not.
Not
This,
damn.
no, do that to her because
she's wasting our time.
No, don't do that. Yo, all right, see. Don't do that to her. She gonna shut down.
Do what you want to if your contract reflects that. And if you would like to amend it, call in after this. Because my middle name this month and the rest of this year
is
amend or another word I can't say.
Then she disappeared for a whole week and wasn't anywhere to be found. People were just saying that, oh, shout out to my sister Mel, weren't giving a valid reason as to why she wasn't there. Then she came back and it seemed like everything was cool, but next episode she wasn't there. Then she came back again, and what do you know? The next episode she also wasn't there. So it's obvious something is going on with Melyssa Ford. Either she is being phased out, either she is choosing to phase herself out, or she's going to get fired soon. Now, one reason why I think we have to look at that, firing thing or that, phase out is because that space conversation that they had where Joe and Melyssa Ford clashed, and Melyssa Ford laid out all of the narratives about why she isn't successful on the show.
It's like I'm not allowed to acknowledge the things that everybody else acknowledges. Do you think that I don't think and see and feel these things? I have learned I'm not going to be the first one to speak.
I think that had large reaching ramifications. I mean, she was basically laying out the victim mentality, saying that I get dogpiled, I'm not allowed to speak. All of the things that would be very damaging to someone like Joe Budden, who has had previous cases of women on his network feeling like they were marginalized. And there was even that whole Olivia Dope situation, which was something that put a black eye on his network. And now Melyssa Ford played right into that. But I mean, I don't know if it's victim mentality, so I got to be honest. Melyssa Ford does get over-talked, does get dogpiled, but doesn't that happen to every member of the show? Doesn't Ice get dogpiled? Well, let me not say that. Ice gets protected. I mean, it's like, protected by Viper, stand back. But like, everybody else gets cut off. Ish gets cut off. Mark Lamont Hill gets cut off. And she knew what podcast she was joining, which is why you have to say the victim mentality with her. It wasn't like she was joining Joe Rogan. It wasn't like she was joining the Breakfast Club. Did she not watch the Joe Budden Podcast? I think moving forward, if anybody wants to join the Joe Budden Podcast or any show, this is not just me giving advice to the JVP, any show, you should watch the show which you are trying to join. Or at least listen to it. Because Melyssa Ford got there and she pulled a complete 180. The first episode she was there, it was all fun. Let me get a little mimosa. Let me have a little good time. Let me flirt with Ish. Let me just look sexy and fun and smart. And then she got there and she was Barbara Walters, except with far less broadcasting experience and a tendency to take the woman point of view regardless of the situation. You look at the situation with Drea dating her young mans. You look at any situation where there's a gender war thing involved and she's going to take the stance which you think she should take. And it's fine, but she doesn't even anchor the conversations that she wants to bring up. She does things like put stuff on the topic board, but then doesn't provide much in terms of facilitation on air. She's severely lacking in facilitation. She doesn't know what she's doing when it comes to having an inclusive dialogue. Hell, I would even argue Ice is better at that than her. Like when he brings a topic up, he'll provide information, he'll provide certain things that are clarifying. Mark is better at that. Parks is better at that. It's just he's not the best at that, but he's okay. But Melyssa Ford, to me, she just seems like she's out of place. But there's also some interesting things happening with Melyssa Ford as well. Hot and Bothered is back, and the returns on that are average, right? If you look at her channel, you will see that it isn't killing it. Like, it isn't enough to leave the Joe Budden podcast. You look at her last interview with Julian Horton, it has 1,500 views, and the clips subsequently have not cracked 500 in the last 3 days. That is abysmal. Then you look at her interview with October London. That one has 3,400 views, and the subsequent clips are at 415 and 617. But the interview she did with Tasha Smith, that is at a good number right there. 16,000 for the clip and 27,000 for the whole interview. Now, even the 27,000 number isn't that high. It's time for her to seriously consider interviewing video vixens. I'm sorry. It's time, man. You got to do what makes money. You want to leave the Joe Budden podcast? You want to come in there with your you know what hanging? You got to do what you got to do. Put all of this stuff on the Patreon. Put all of this stuff that, not many people care about on your paywall. And then release clips of the most high engaging stuff on your YouTube channel. Because the optics really isn't all that. And the audio, it doesn't have a sponsorship. It doesn't have none of that. Hell, hit up S and have her come back. She might come back to do a one-on-one. That would break the internet in terms of this sector of the internet. But let me know what you think. Why do you think Melyssa Ford has disappeared yet again? And why did she go to lunch with Ian and Flip and his family? Something is up. Something is up, y'all. We need to do the science. Melyssa Ford is looking like she's been demoted. She flew out from California to New Jersey. She even, when she first got to the Joe Budden podcast, chose not to get paid for a little bit in order to, I don't know what she was doing with that. I guess she was trying to show that, she's really taking it serious. And then she even said on a Patreon episode, women don't know how to negotiate. Ma'am, you are seasoned in this game. There's no time for that. Don't ever play yourself. You should know how to negotiate by now. It's not like you were Melyssa Ford on the set of Knock Yourself Out, some young, bright-eyed, bad chick. You are now several years into the game. We don't want to hear that. Handle your business. Matter of fact, you're not even handling your business on Hot and Bothered. You're not making the moves to where if Joe kicks you out, you can go on your channel and address the situation. You better be turning your exit from the JBP into a rollout, because you only live once, and these next few years are crucial for Melyssa Ford. I mean, she's in her late 40s. She still looks great, but this might be the most attention she ever gets unless she makes some serious changes. All right, y'all, let me know what you think is happening with Melyssa Ford. She's missing several episodes. She's only doing one episode a week. It seemed like Joe doesn't want her on the Patreon episodes either. That's another thing we got to wake up. Melyssa Ford was crapping the bed on the Patreon episodes, and now she is only appearing once a week, y'all. Follow me on Instagram, The Stop TV. Follow me on Twitter, The Stop TV. Follow me on Patreon, The Stop. This is Danny from The Stop. Peace.